Jason, this is Snake Envy. It's still hatching season.
Yippers.
What's going on?
Let's find out, because I think there's a lot today. So, hopefully this is a good one.
Let's see.
Let's start over here. There's nothing. In that one. Nothing in that one. Whoa, cool. Something good. Some San Diegos.
Ah.
We got a couple snows. We got a couple albinos.
Look at that purple head.
There's that guy in there.
Yeah, there's one. There's one underneath there poking out. Or did he just... No,
yeah.
Didn't dip back in. He's right there.
Nice.
There he is. Very nice. We've only got one that's fully out. I saw something in there. Oh.
Lots of corns.
Corn snakes. A plethora of corn snakes. What all we got going on?
Got some albinos and tessras. A few normals. Well, 1, 2.
I see at least one.
2 or 3.
Yeah, it looks like there's a couple. Wow, look at the stripes there. That's pretty.
I don't think anything's going on here. Not I'm waiting on that one. Okay. We got stuff in here, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, looks like rat snakes.
Look at that rusty maroon color.
Wow.
So these are...
And this one over here, look how light the background color is.
I love this look. Now this is from the wild-caught Alabama, Texas rat.
Oh, okay.
To leucistic.
Interesting. So you got some interesting hets going on here.
Yep. Some outcrossed. Look how big and healthy these guys are. But I love these colors.
Man, I really love that one there in the corner. Kind of faded out background color. I wonder how that'll shape up.
Look at that.
That is really pretty. Wow.
That's pretty cool. Let's see. Gopher Gulch, we're 2-3 weeks away.
Still a couple weeks away. Those are our Herping Quest project. Oh, here we go. More gray bands.
So we got some Juno Roads. And these Sonorans are very special. These Sonorans are triple het. Outcrossed 100%. White-sided times rusty meeker.
Wow. Look at that. Look how much bigger. How much bigger those Sonorans are than the gray bands.
These blackheads.
Yeah, I love those blackheads. I have a Juno Road at home. I am particularly fond of this particular variation where the oranges are very, very prominent. I love it, the contrast between the orange and the gray. That Sonoran, though, man, dwarfs those gray bands.
Yeah, these Sonorans are pretty. I think I already looked at that. Yeah, we did. And there's nothing going on here. I think we're done. We're done. But yeah.
One thing I was reminded of coming over. Remember that bull snake that was born a little lethargic? Mm-hmm. Some people have asked for an update. Is it doing well?
It's doing better. Let's check it out.
Let's check that one and show people how it's doing at this point. I've had a couple people ask about that one online.
Yeah.
Wondering if we could keep them in the loop. If you remember which one it was.
It's this one right here.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Even a little feisty.
She's still feeling a little soft, but she's got a little spunk to her. She's just hissing at me.
Yeah, she looks a little thin. No doubt about it.
It's weird. Like, I wonder... She just feels soft and weak a little bit, but, like, she's got the energy.
Yeah.
She just might need some...
Definitely got
maybe
some
she didn't have a big
personality.
yoke. I don't, like...
Yeah.
Like, that's not normal to be that thin back down here. Like,
yeah.
Look at her sibling. Much bulkier.
Oh, yeah.
So but she's got some pep in her, I think.
Yeah.
That we can just get a few mils in her and get her back up to, speed a little bit.
So there you go, folks, that were wondering. She's doing okay to date. But, yeah, definitely a little undersized. Definitely something to keep an eye on.
I'm wondering if that was just like a small yoke or something.
Yeah.
I've never really experienced that, but...
It's interesting because even though you use the coolers to try to, kind of maintain constant temperatures in place of an incubator, it's always possible that in one particular place in the cooler compared to another, or even one egg that might be more buried or more on top. I mean, things could just develop.
Scenarios. And stuff, but yeah.
So it's interesting, even though you use the coolers in the place of an incubator to try and kind of keep things a little even in there, there's no way to know. I mean, one corner of the cooler could just be a little different, or even one egg a little below the vermiculite, one above.
And
things can develop a little different.
Be, a small egg.
Yeah.
I don't,
And it could just be purely genetic. I mean,
you're already dealing with an albino gene that's weak compared to a normal. And so,
But hey, good news for those that were asking. That snake's doing well.
I think she'll recover. We'll feed her. We're going to feed tomorrow. And so she'll get a meal tomorrow.
Fantastic.
And then we got this clutch hatching of bull snakes.
Various states of exit. That's always fun. And you get look at that one.
See, look at all this See all this calcium on these eggs.
Head and the tail coming
That's
out
normal.
together.
You can tell that these ones are smooth and they're different. These are Sonorans here, but these ones with calcified. Everything's hypo in this clutch. So hypo, hibino white-sided, hibino. So kind of fun.
Really cool.
There could be a surprise in one of the other eggs, but
there's another head. That's interesting with the calcium deposits. We've talked about this, but my wife keeps chickens, and occasionally even on chicken eggs you'll see that where they've got those extra flecks of calcium.
It's like little snowflakes on there.
My wife gives them soldier fly larvae every night as a treat, and it's really high in calcium. And in addition to their regular feed, and then whatever greens and other snacks we give them, I just think sometimes the combination of different things they're eating,
it matters.
They end up with a little more. Yeah. So it's not a bad thing. It doesn't do any harm. But that's how they get rid of it, is on the eggs. So Jason, since we showed some of these gray band kings hatching out, they've shed.
Yeah, I want to show you guys these beauties after they've shed. And look at that. I mean, that's... Hypo is a definition of hypo right there. Is like, look how reduced the black is.
Just pencil thin black around those orange bands. And there's potential too for this black to kind of fade out or change color. And look how purple the alternate bands look. Wow. What else?
We'll show you a second hypo real quick. Wow. A little busier. Got some alternates.
And the black you can definitely see is more pronounced on this one. It's a little thicker around the bands.
And then, let's see. This is an anery.
Wow.
And that's actually a purplish color.
It's purplish, but you know what? At least on the camera, and the closer you get to the head, you can still see little hints of orange underneath.
Yeah, I don't know what this is going to do.
It's going to be amazing to see how that turns out with each shed here early on. Wow.
And then we got this the second one. That's it's different, just like that hypo was. But look how bold this one is.
Wow. And that's more of that alternate phase where you got the dots.
Mm-hmm. Alternates.
Yeah. Wow. Look at that head pattern. Very pronounced head pattern on this one.
And there's another one I want to show you too. That kind of. Let's see. I can't remember what's in here. I think these are milks. Yeah, that's a milk. But this girl right here. Look at this thing. Oh, wow. And they're feisty little guys.
She's going to show off for us a little
But look
bit.
how reduced the black is.
Yeah.
Got me. I'm bleeding.
Call the ambulance. Wow, she is really pretty.
That is a neat looking snake right there. Look, the pattern mimics mom.
Yeah.
But the black is so reduced.
And even the orange, like it's a lighter, brighter.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Look how black it is underneath. It's a little more black.
Yeah.
Love that little face.
Fierce little face. Oh.
Yeah, all of them are little feisty little guys, which means I think that means they're healthy. But here's another anery, which it hasn't shed yet. This is from the second clutch. Looks very Leononis.
Yeah, it does. And it's interesting. The camera picks up just the slightest hint of orange in a couple of those bands. It's under there.
Yeah.
It's just way reduced.
It's going to be neat to see how that translates. But here's another hypo. But that's another hypo too. But it hasn't shed yet. But this thing, I think, even though this hasn't shed, I love this pattern.
Wow. It's so amazing how much variety.
Look
you
at those
get.
alternates.
Yeah.
Those are sweet.
Little thin lines and dashes and dots.
And every one of these are like there's so many different looks out of this. This is a few that we showed you, but
So
there's some with
much
that are
variability.
there's some that are total alternate phases. So yikes.
Oh, sorry folks.
Type.
Nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah.
So these are some others that hatched over the past couple days that we didn't get a chance to actually see coming out of the egg. What do we got here?
We got some variable kings.
Variable kings, Theri. This is one I see a lot of conversation about online because, you know, they go by different names. And tell us a little about these. They're from Mexico, correct?
Yes, these are in the Mexicana group. They call them variable kings because, look, they're all different. This one's got a green tint to it.
Wow, that one's green.
These are vivid line. What's neat about it is that you can get, I didn't get any milk snake phase this year, but you can get a milk snake pattern. You can get this. This is a buckskin pattern. These ones we've been showing you are a buckskin pattern. And they have a melanistic form too. Oops, that's a red milk. But they do have a melanistic form where they're just black. They look like an MBK.
Yeah. This is one of those that...
I mean, look, there's no black on there.
No, that one there is all bright.
Very little.
Yeah. Orange and red.
Stay in there.
But you see a lot of conversation about it because of the different names.
Yeah. I mean, I tend to go by their scientific name, Therai.
Yeah.
A lot, just because it's old habits.
But variable you'll hear often, and sometimes you'll even hear them referred to by a locality, and then people get all confused. And then because there's so much variety in them, people aren't even certain they're the same species, but in reality they are.
Well, they are because they hatch out of the same eggs, the same clutch. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't had the melanistic, but like I know Joel at Prismatic, he has melanistics, and he gets out of one clutch, he'll get a black one, a milk snake, and a buckskin, all from the same clutch.
Wow.
And that's what's fun.
Yeah, that would be fun. Well, even the three we showed there, they look they look completely different, and they came from the same clutch. Hatching season still. Okay, for this shot, since you peeked before I got here, I need you to really, really sell the shock and the surprise when we get to this particular snake.
So I knew it was kind of a slower day, but like it's kind of exciting because it's gopher snakes and I love them. We may have a world's first or something just that looks way different. So,
well, I can't wait. Let's get to it.
All right. So this clutch here, there's two clutches in here. There's a striped San Diego het for Anery. It's a triple as well. She's a striped San Diego het for albino and Anery. Then I have my Rusty Forks project, Rusty Super Forks project, and that's going on in here as well. So I pulled a few of these San Diegos yesterday, but we'll show you a couple neat ones that hatched yesterday and what's in here. So let's go. And see this thing right here?
Wow.
This thing right here will probably stay with me. Which is funny because T-negative snows have been around for longer than I've been in this hobby. And T-negative snows are rarer than envy snows. So
really,
yeah. So I don't know why. And striped aneries as well are pretty rare as well. So now, just finally, the last few years, getting some. But get a close-up in on that thing.
There's a lot of pattern right behind the head, and then it just fades out.
But it's really neat down here because it usually fades to nothing.
Yeah, that dorsal stripe kind of keeps going, doesn't it?
Yep, and then we got some striped dyers in here as well, which are common. These ones, that's a T negative. That's a albino Bechtel striped, actually. But this one, there's a few. This might be dead. Oh, we got a dead one in here. I'm sorry, guys.
Well, that happens.
Not sure what happened.
Born alive and had something going on.
Something happened. Let's look in here real quick and show you these. Like there's your striped anery. Look how beautiful that thing is.
Very nice. The silvers and the grays. Those aneries are always beautiful. Very nice.
And then there was, another striped snow. The regular albino, but
look at that white head on the snow.
So this thing, this is that's a Sonoran. I'm gonna pull these San Diegos out of here, but well, anyways, I've never seen anything like this, and this might be the world's first true hypo Sonoran. It could be a rusty. I've never seen a rusty without orange. So that's why I'm kind of freaking out, because they always have oranges and yellow. Well, this is yellow, obviously, but they usually have some oranges and dark, almost reds and maroons and stuff.
So these colors are basically more muted than what you would normally expect.
Yeah, I'm trying to check out this eye, and I'm blown away by this right here. If this, I don't want to. I'm excited, but I don't want to get too excited because it could just be a rusty without the oranges. But I've hatched hundreds of rusties, and I've never had one hatch out without orange or maroons or reds. And so
interesting.
That's why I'm kind of freaking out a little bit with this guy. This could be something special.
Maybe with the first shed, things look a little different. But
yeah, we're gonna watch it.
It's definitely a lot less vibrant than the ones I've seen. Fascinating. Okay. So this is one to keep an eye on here for a few sheds and see what happens, and potentially we have a first, a hypo Sonoran. Now, hypo in general is a pretty common thing. So why in Sonorans do you think they don't exist?
Well, we thought they existed for a long time. Even I used to label stuff as hypos. The thing is, you get into West Texas, and these snakes look like hypos. Just locality, that's just how they look. They have maroons and purples, and not to this extreme, but like pretty amazing. But we have never produced, there's no such thing as a ghost. It's truly an axanthic Sonoran. The blizzard Sonoran, it could technically be a snow of sorts, but there's no true snows, there's no true ghosts, there's no true hypos, as far
interesting
as I am aware of.
And that's fascinating, because what can be a common trait in other species then becomes really rare.
Well,
or unheard of in another. It's fascinating.
And you know, I've seen people post wild caught animals that look like hypos, and I've tried to acquire those animals, and they said they're going to take on these projects and bring them to life, and 10 years go by and nothing happens. I guarantee I won't let that happen. But
now, quite often, world firsts are completely by accident, complete surprises.
Yeah.
Is that the case here, or did you think there was potential?
No, I had no idea. But last year was the very first time I have a trio that produces these. That produces. I got 2 females and a male. Last year, I got rusties. I got forks. I got super forks. I even got a rusty super forks. But I never hatched anything like this out of there. It's only this. This is the first one to emerge. So let's see if any more emerge.
Oh, so the rest of this clutch might be telling as
yes,
well. Wouldn't that be something if you end up with a pair?
Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna have to wait this one out a minute.
Wow.
But
and we'll follow up on this one after a couple of sheds
and to
see
follow
what it looks like.
Okay, and to follow up with your question, could there be hypo in this? We're breeding unrelated snakes. These are F1s. The adults are F1s. You had to get there. But now, like, that's when a lot of crazy stuff happens. When you, like, F1s or F2s, rarely F1s, but F2s and F3s, when you're breeding back to get certain things, and then, hey, there could have been something in there, and then you just hit when you're breeding back. And that's how a lot of morphs have made it to this market, into the hobby, is from this kind of dealing. So
happy accidents.
Yep, it happens.
And particularly when you're dealing with 3 snakes. So basically you're breeding the same male to 2 females.
2 females. Yep.
So you're increasing the genetic possibilities just from doing that.
And you have to, and like, I know people don't like inbreeding. I don't like inbreeding. I like to add new bloodline, but in saying that, you have to line breed to get morphs.
Right.
You can't pull this stuff out of thin air. Like, you have to breed related individuals. So,
and we may, just to tease a little bit, be having another conversation about that subject here soon. We're talking to some people and see if we can put that together. We may even do a live on line breeding, kind of the pros, cons, and it really is an interesting topic. Well, fantastic. We'll follow up on this one, but that will be really exciting if it's a proven world's first. And who knows, there might be another one right here. Jason, what's happening today?
Gopher snakes are happening today.
Oh, nice.
So we got some Sonorans and some San Diegos. So let's dive in. So here we got a couple rusty forks, Sonorans.
Yeah, look at that full belly on that one.
Chubby little guys. Oosh.
Nice.
I think we might have something in here. I can't remember. Oh yeah. That's a lot of cool stuff happening. Look at these rusties right here.
Rusty's coming.
It's funny how these eggs, once they get a little moisture on them, they'll kind of peel apart. But you gotta be careful.
Try and make some room so they can get out of there.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem when they, you know, if there's an egg on top and then they try to cut through that egg and then they get stuck and then they die. So, a couple rusties poking heads out here, a couple meekers, and an albino so far.
Very nice. I love those meeker patterns. This?
This is a rusty, but a really pale rusty.
Now we had one a few days ago where you're debating whether it's rusty or hypo. Does this fall into the same category? Or do the colors say more rusty to you on this one?
It's definitely a rusty, but it is definitely a different look. So a little bit.
Look how the purple sort of outlines.
Yeah. That's where the black would be.
Yeah.
Where all that purple is.
Kind of outline those saddles. Interesting.
Yeah, that is a little different. I don't know if we got anything else in here. Let me. Got some dire San Diegos. This one's really nice right here.
Very nice. Is that just the way that one's laying? It kind of looks odd.
Yeah, it might be. Let's see if he's... Okay, he's out. Sometimes they're stuck there with the yolk. Still.
It's just the angle it was laying.
Yeah.
Very nice.
could be anything else in here right now. Let's get close. Hatch when we're done. Okay.
Are we down to this single cooler now?
Yeah. Yep.
So everything left to hatch is right.
We're
getting very close.
We're getting
down
close.
to the
So
wire.
it'll come down. Let's look at a few things that hatched out yesterday. So here's the rest of that rusty clutch. And right up front, this pale guy is a rusty meeker, or a rusty super fork. Sorry. That is
Wow.
really awesome looking to me. Look at the normal eyes on that thing. And then this guy is really neat too, this rusty, with these big blocky blotches and a real purple tail.
Yeah, very purple.
He's going to be neat.
And it's interesting. So these are rusties, but they look patternless.
Yeah, well,
some of them.
Well, this one's there's this second rusty super forks I've ever hatched, and then these guys are super forks, and then we got a few normals.
Look at the green on the back of the head of that one.
Yeah, I've noticed that last year.
Does that stick around, or?
We can take a look at the yearling. He's looking really good.
Let's show everybody the yearling.
Yeah, let's take a look at him right here, actually, too. And he shed a few days ago and was looking amazing. This guy's the yearling. Getting out of his little hide. But yeah. All right, buddy. Let's do this. So, yeah, these colors are.
He does have a little of that green still there on his head.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I'm not sure why.
That's really pretty.
You got some lavenders in here.
Yeah.
Where the black would be.
And some reds that are a little more red
these
than
reds
orange.
in here.
Yeah.
Got some reds in there.
Interesting to see all those kind of subtle colors.
And I expect more to come out as he gets bigger.
Without a doubt.
But he's pretty funny today. He's got an attitude, being a funny little guy.
Interrupted his sleep, pulled him out of his hide.
A little bit of shed there. But yeah, his color's looking good.
Got right to be a little cranky, I guess.
Yeah. He's coming along. Yeah, look at that.
Very nice.
Oh, look at all that down here.
Oh, wow. More of those reds coming through.
Yeah. Be fun to watch him grow. And then we got a couple others, I think, that came out. Oh. And then we had a few last of our bulls for the year.
Another good variety.
All of them are. This is a high bino white side. This is a high binos. And that's a hypo. Trumbauer.
So last of the bulls for the year. So we're down to gophers.
And then this is. Oh, this is another Rusty Forks clutch. So more of the same.
Interesting.
That's what's new.
So you were mentioning earlier that bull snakes are a little down this year compared to typical years.
Yeah, for sure.
After holdbacks, that sort of thing. I mean, how many bulls do you think you'll have available?
Not many. I don't know. Maybe 100. Yeah,
100.
maybe.
Now, some people out there are going to go, "Oh, boo-hoo! You only have 100." But what?
Yeah.
But what's a typical year?
400.
400. Okay.
4 to 5.
So substantially down.
Yeah, it's way down this year. So
wow.
It is what it is. We had a lot of turnover, and so
yeah.
Next year we'll bounce back quite a bit.
Very
the next
cool.
couple of years we'll really bounce back, but next year will be much better.
But Envy Reptiles, Morph Market, there'll still be about 100 bulls out there available. Fantastic. Thank you.
Thanks.